Okay, it looks like I'm here at work, kind of, sort of. I'm actually just driving right now. I have a laundry list of things that I need to purchase from the Home Depot. Yeah, I'm setting up that fuel tank, that fuel system. I've had 2,000 gallons of diesel fuel that's been sitting in a tank for nearly a year now. And it has to be pumped out of there and used, because if I don't, there could be the possibility of algae growing in it, and I don't want that. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use one pump. I've decided that I'm not going to be running any electricity to this building because I don't want to. There's a whole lot of rules that you have to follow when you're running electricity, and I'm not going to do that. I'm actually using a 12-volt pump, one that hooks up to the tractors. And it is oil, so it's not gasoline, so it's not really that big of a deal that I'd have to worry about it. Yeah, I got cars coming. So yeah, so I decided that I would use one of those 12-volt pumps for 2 tanks. They're both 1,100 gallons actually each, but I think there's 2,000 gallons in there. Maybe there is 2,200. I don't know. I can't remember now. It's been a year ago since I pumped them full. But I'm going to use one pump, and I'm going to divide them, split them between one another, so that I have a ball valve that just pumps from one side, and then when that side is empty, then a ball valve, close one ball valve and open the other and pump it to the other side, which will work out just fine. Yeah, which will work out just fine. I don't really want to draw from both tanks because it doesn't make any sense. So anyways, yeah, so I'm going to shut up and you can see what I'm doing when I get there. Yup. Okay, so I'm in the fuel shed here where these 2 tanks of diesel fuel. These tanks are like 2 550 gallon fuel tanks that are welded together, and there's 2 of them, so there's like, let's just call them 2 1,000 gallon fuel tanks is what they are, but that would be 2,100 gallons of diesel fuel that is in here. Now, I don't want to put individual pumps on these tanks. I want one pump, and I've said this already, I want one pump, and I'm going to have one pump on here to pump the fuel. I don't want to run electricity from the barn out here because I just don't want to do it. I would have to run conduit, and it would have to be, I just don't want to have an electronic nightmare. So what I've decided to do is actually put a 12-volt pump in here, which should easily pump these. It's not a cheap one. It was like the middle of the road pump. It pumps 15 gallons a minute, and it has a filtration system on it. And you'll see it as I get it together. But what I'm gonna do is I've got the elbows and the nipples and all that ball valves, because in order for it to pump from one tank, you have to have a ball valve to shut off the other tank. So if this tank goes empty, I just go ahead and shut that ball valve off, open that ball valve up, it sucks fuel out of this tank, and we're all good. All done through through the battery on the tractor, or even a battery that I'll have in here with a solar panel outside. And that I'm thinking of doing. One way or the other, it's going to be 12 volts. I don't want to have to run electric. I do have, you know, just so you know, there's the pump right there that would run off of 110 or 120. I just decided that for safety's sakes, if something does happen and we get a short and it starts this building on fire from an electrical faux pas, I just don't want that. So, you know, and those pumps do burn up too. But anyways, so what I'm doing is I'm actually just going to go ahead and pipe these in. I've already got the siphon tube here. I've already got that in. I've put this nipple on there just for the sheer fun of it. It's not by any means the way it's going to be. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to put the ball valve right down here so that it's easy to reach through the window to turn them on and off. And yeah, for the most part, you'll just do all the fueling and stuff from that window or door, which I haven't put a door on it yet. I just haven't gotten around to it. I got busy. So anyways, I'll shut up and get going, right? Get going.
So
I've got some bits and pieces here. I've got some tape, which I am not using. I bought that because I can use that elsewhere. But I've used this Mega-Lock multi-purpose thread sealant. This is meant for gasoline, gas, and water if you need it, or whatever. I guess I don't think it is for water. Gas, that is meant for gas as well. Gas, gasoline, oil, it is resistant to those things. So basically what I need to do is I need to set up an elbow system. So this comes up, and then it's going to come across with these 8-inch pieces. And what these are going to allow me to do is to actually allow me to pivot the 48-inch pipes back and forth so that I can put a T in there on the union, because I have unions as well. So the unions will be back here on that part of it so that I can get everything put together and then union them together in the right direction so that it will actually bolt up to what I need. Yeah, so I'm going to get going on that. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to show you anyway.